Oh, what's going on, my fellow deplorables? It's your boy Kevin. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be breaking down some pretty disturbing stuff coming from a very popular woke leftist YouTuber, Kline, from the H3H3 podcast, which is a huge podcast, has millions of subscribers, has been saying some pretty disturbing stuff, and for some reason, he's allowed to say this.
I wonder why.
He's allowed to say whatever he wants, make threats, say people should be killed by Nazis, and it's pretty obvious why he's allowed to say these things. Because he's a leftoid. He's a liberal. Look at a guy like Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is advocating for children, to protect children from genital mutilation. He gets demonetized off of YouTube, pretty much shunned from all social media platforms.
Banish him.
But Kline, he's allowed to say that Ben Shapiro should be gassed by Nazis. He's allowed to say that if Jesus came back to the earth today, he would kill him. He's allowed to say that the NRA should be bombed. Why is he allowed to say these things? It's pretty damn obvious. The fact that he is a liberal leftoid gives him the right to say whatever he wants. He's on the right side of the agenda. Woke media allows you to say whatever you want as long as you're a libtard.
It's libtards like you that...
All right, so we have Kline here, handsome dude, right? And this all started a couple months ago, referencing Ben Shapiro.
I was just going to say, if there's another Holocaust, I just say, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets gassed first.
Now, I am a First Amendment absolutist. I believe you should be able to say whatever you want, even speech that I don't agree with. But that's taken it a little too far. And how does that not violate YouTube's terms of service? They will violate a conservative voice quicker than a blink of the eye.
I'm banned. You're banned.
But because Kline is a liberal, libtard, leftoid, he's allowed to say whatever he wants to say. He's even allowed to say that Ben Shapiro, he hopes Ben Shapiro gets gassed by the Nazis.
That's messed up.
Here's another video of talking about the NRA.
Do you have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building.
Mm-hmm. All right, so he's referencing a NRA meeting where the former president of the United States was speaking. He's allowed to get away with this speech. He's allowed to say whatever he wants.
I can do whatever I want.
And if that's not enough, how about destroying a whole city? Let's take a look.
Do whatever we can to protect the kids. And if that means shutting down the entire Catholic Church and bombing Vatican City.
Look at this guy's face. This guy works for him. He's like, dude, what are you talking about? You can't be saying this stuff. This is an individual who's deranged. This is a sick individual.
Disturbed.
Talking about blowing up the Vatican City. What in the hell are you talking about, dude? He is so anti-Christian. He is anti-Christian, anti-conservative. And he's sick in the head. And he's allowed to spew this hateful, demonic talk on social media. And if that's not far enough, what would Ethan do if Jesus was resurrected tomorrow?
If Jesus was here on a cross, I'd spear him. Give me the hammer and the spikes.
Well,
I'm putting it up there.
If someone can do it, it's Ethan. He'll find a way.
I'll do it again.
Okay.
I liked it.
That's funny?
Not funny.
That's funny, Kline? To say that if Jesus was resurrected tomorrow, you'd spear him? Give Ethan a hammer and a nail and he'll put him back on the cross? That is demonic. That is a sick brain. The woke mind virus is destructive. This is an individual who is depressed. This is an individual who has no meaning in life.
Loser.
He is just angry. He's just angry and sick in the head.
He's sick in the head. What?
And YouTube is allowing this to go on while banning and demonetizing platforms who are actually trying to save America. Individuals who are trying to help kids from getting their genitals cut off. 2.87 million people follow this clown, have subscribed to his YouTube channel, and YouTube allows this to continue. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. If they just let anything go, if you're a leftist, if you're a liberal, you're allowed to say whatever you want. But the hypocrisy is stark. Matt Walsh kicked off YouTube for gendering people based on their biological gender. You're born a man, he called him a man because he was a man. Kline, however, is allowed to make threats, is allowed to say that the former president of the United States should be assassinated. that if Jesus came back tomorrow, he'd put him back on the cross himself. This is sick stuff. Ethan Kline also believes that minors, kids, should be given gender-affirming care. He believes that if you're a kid and you think you're a member of the opposite sex, you should be allowed to be given puberty blockers. You should be allowed to have your genitals mutilated. You should be allowed to have your life forever changed at a young age.
But I just want to address things you said already, right? So you say that the people who are demonstrating at the Texas Capitol are part of this trans movement who wants to, you know, sexualize kids and this whole list of things. They were there to protest a bill, SB 14, that would ban gender-related treatment for minors. So these guys are, I guess, see that as an affront as being transphobic. But you disagree because what is minor? Anyone 17 and under? Do you believe that ever there would be a 17-year-old that needed gender-affirming care?
So minors basically classified anyone under 18. And what these people were protesting against was the fact that Texas is trying to pass a law to ban hormones and puberty blockers and gender reassignment surgery being administered to children, basically. So, you know, I think these people, firstly, you know, that was an unlawful protest. You can't just go into a state capitol and do that. And if they want to have
Are you in favor of only lawful protests?
Well, I think, you know, people need to follow the law. And if they want to have a protest, they can have that dialogue. But outside the state house, you can't just storm in a state house. I mean, it's comparable to January 6th when people stormed the Capitol, which was unlawful as well. So I think, you know, these people were not protesting about their rights being taken away. It's the fact that they were protesting against a bill that would have actually protected children. So I think that's really harmful.
Some would say that it's actually harming kids, right, to make...
The hypocrisy is really a joke, right? Oh, you're only in favor of lawful protest. But then on J6, it's an insurrection, it's seditious conspiracy. But when they do it, it's all good. It's because it's for a good cause, right? And then, oh, you don't think any kid should get gender-affirming care? No, I don't think any kid should get gender-affirming care. If you can't wait till you're 18, then sorry. You are not old enough to make that decision. If you're a kid, wait till the age of 18. Just like you have to wait to get a tattoo, just like you have to wait to smoke a cigarette or drink alcohol. And I would argue that cutting off a body part,
Cut it off,
is a larger decision than smoking a cigarette. Cutting off a body part is a larger decision than being able to vote. Right? You're cutting off a body part that you're born with. That is probably going to be the biggest decision of your life. If you can't wait till you're 18, sorry, dude. Kids shouldn't be making that type of decision. This guy, Ethan Kline, is a clown. He is disturbing. He is sick in the brain. He has the woke mind virus, and he is up, to say the least. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. I love you guys. Until next time, peace.